Today our topic is about the types of the beam. So we are going to discuss some important types of beam here. So one by one I will discuss diagrammatically and with explanation, right? So the first type of the beam we are mostly coming with is the simply supported beam, right? Simply supported beam. So it is the beam, it is the type of the beam which is being supported only at two supports, right? Like this is the one hinge support, and then one is the roller support, and this beam we call is the simply supported beam, right? So this is why the first type of beam called is simply supported beam. And the second one is cantilever beam. It's a very important beam to know about that. Is it mostly used in residential building and every construction we see the cantilever beam, and it's the beam which is being supported only at one end, and at one end it's only supported, but this one end should be a fixed end support, right? So we call this type of beam as the cantilever beam. And the third one is we classify the beam as continuous beam. Right? So continuous beam is the third type of beam. It is the beam which is being supported by more than two support, right? If there are two supports, so we call it simply supported beam. But if the beam is supported by more than two supports, like this is 1, 2, and third is the more than 2, and fourth, so these are 4 supports. On this we have 2 supports, so we call this type of beam is a continuous beam. And this may be hinge, roller, and hinge support, right? And the fourth type of the beam is the fixed end beam. It is the type of the beam which is being supported at two ends, and the two ends are being fixed supported, right? Fixed end. So we call it the fixed end beam, right? Fixed ended beam or fixed beam. There are two fixed ends of the beam, so we call this beam as the fixed ended beam, right? And the fifth one is the we call as the number 5, we call as the overhanging beam. It is the fifth type. And the last type of the beam, it's a type of beam and which is supported by two supports, but it is overhanging at the ends, right? Like this case, it is the one is the roller support, the second is the roller support, but it is hanging at this end and it is hanging at this end, so we call this type of beam as the overhanging beam. Alright, so these are the 5 different types of beam which are really important. The simply supported beam is mostly used in construction, and the frame structures the continuous beam is used. Sometimes we have cantilever beam, and fixed in the beam is we see very less this type of beam, while overhanging beam is also we see very less this type of beam. So mostly the beams are continuous beams in our frame structures, and the simply supported beam is also sometimes, and as well as the cantilever beam. But these two types of beam we see very less in our construction project, in our daily projects. And if you have any question, please comment, and please subscribe our channel for more civil engineering videos. And thank you for watching our video.